we've been working on this, trying to get this out, uh, programmer and my engineer have been working about 14 hours a day for the last, oh gosh, I think it's been a month now. Both have been putting full on time into this. And we've got all the hardware stuff done. So hardware is working, units are being put together. That part is working, but we've still got some, uh, well, they're not issues. They're just, uh, as you're programming things, everything has to work together. And so we've got what's called the firmware, which is the software that's in the hardware. And then we have the software, which is in the computer. And those two things have to talk together. But I'll show you a little picture of some of the stuff, what's been going on just today, um, in a little bit. But before I get to that, I want to show you guys what I've been working on, which is I'm just super excited about this. This is like another game changer, for the Yuki and for users in general. So let me share my screen. I've been working on a new website for the Yuki, and it's not fully finished yet, but generally speaking, this is, just to have a nice look at things. We've got a video here, which you guys have seen in the past, which talks a little bit about a little deep dive into what the Yuki is and how it works. And just a couple pictures. The website itself is just a standard website. Let's put it that way. Of course, we need a website. I'm excited. It looks nice and everything, but that's not what I'm excited about. But then we've got the little picture of the Yuki, and then we've got all the different categories here, where once you go into these categories, then you can see more which programs are available. So let's just choose, let's say, detox, and you click on read more. Overview. Okay, this is how it's supposed to look after you click on read more. So then it shows you the detox program category, and these are all the different programs that are available. So, this is kind of the simple stuff, and it's good. And of course, for people that want to purchase, then they can click on it. But, oh, and then I had this great testimonial. Share sound. I'll just play it. It's not even a minute long, but I was excited about it.
My brother and sister-in-law have a large farm, about 1,000 acres. They raise a lot of corn, and they had the highest yield this year with basically just the ag tuning program. Almost every day we ran it, and they had over 200 bushels per acre on the dryland corn, which is the most they've ever had by quite a bit. So they were ecstatic, outrageous. And we're going to try and implement a few more things for different parts of their farm program and see if we can help them out in other ways too. So I'm excited.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, so am I. That is amazing. And what's their normal yield? Do you know what it normally is?
I think I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking it's under 150 per acre.
Wow.
So,
wow.
That's probably at least a 25% increase.
Wow. Amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I was talking with one of my clients yesterday, and it's always exciting for me. So if you guys ever have any amazing stories like that, of course, I'd love to add more videos on, especially after we get the Yuki balancing. He was obviously using the SE5, but same engine in there. We're using the SE5 engine in the Yuki. Okay, so now here's the exciting part. Okay, that's all the website, and it's good. I like it. But if you notice down here in this little button down here, there's a button that says Ask Me. So you click on the Ask Me button, and we can say, oh, you can ask it questions. Like, for example, what program would be good for a sore throat, for example, right? And then, I'll get down here. What program would be good for a sore throat? Okay, for a sore throat, you might consider the blocked nose and congestion, cosmic ray for throat problems. Always remember to consult with your healthcare professional, of course. And then if you get real intense about it, what about throat cancer, right? If you ask a question like that, he gets a little bit more upset. But while I cannot provide specific medical advice for throat cancer, I can suggest that you consider programs that may support overall health and well-being. Here are a couple of programs that might be beneficial. Cosmic program for cellular overgrowth, nerve tonic for stress, and of course, it's always crucial. So you guys can use this on the website to choose your programs, right? It's possibly we might get this integrated into the actual Yuki software, but that will come at a later date, and that update will be automatic. So we've got it set up to where all you'll have to do when we do have an update on the Yuki, you just push a little button in the upper right hand corner that'll pop up, and it will then download the new software into the computer, and you'll have the new features. So that part is already done and working. But so let me switch over to, anyway, that's the main thing I wanted to show you guys on this side of it, is on the software. For now, let me just switch over to my other camera, which is this one. Okay, so on the Yuki, what my idea was at this point anyway, is to have it set up in a browser right on the Yuki, and then you can go to Ask Me. So then right on the Yuki, you can ask questions as well, right? So you could say, what program could, and sometimes you can even try these words and see what it says, cure, whatever, back pain. See what it says when you use the bad words, okay? All right, so we'll see what it says. It'll be interesting. Pop this one down. Okay, so it says, while I can't provide medical advice or guarantee a cure, see, it even says that, I can't guarantee any cure, there are several programs that might alleviate back pain. Cosmic resonance therapy for joint problems, for muscle and joint issues, for all kinds of pain, muscle pain. So it recommended 4 different programs, right? So then you could go to your Yuki program, to your actual Yuki program, and you'd go to, okay, run programs. So pain, let's go to that pain category that it suggested. And it said for all kinds of pain, that was one of them, right? So I want to click on that one. And let's see, what else did it say? There were a couple of them. For all kinds of pain, I think was another one. Reduce swelling, sciatica, muscle pain, right, was another one. So then I would add those. And then I can go and download them. So I go download my Yuki programs. And I've got more stuff in here, but that I've got loaded up. So I download those particular programs, and then I can run them. And as you can see, I've downloaded a lot of programs. So let's say for all kinds of pain, I would choose who I wanted to run that on, right? And so I would say myself here. And how many times do I want it to repeat? Maybe 3 times. And you might want to dowse for that with your pendulum or your stick plate. And I might want to have a frequency with that as well. I think 528 would be good. So I add that to my lineup. So I could run it right now, obviously, and I'll do that as an example. But in the lineup, then you can run one program after another and choose different clients or yourself or friends, family. So now all kinds of pain. And this one I might want to do 285 hertz would be good. So this time I'll just run it, just as an example. And the volume control's over here on the right-hand side. You just tap over there and you can turn it up. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that with my microphone. I think you will. But normally I like to keep it set down kind of low because I don't like to hear the sounds. That's not such a disturbing sound. Oh, that's pretty bright, isn't it? Let me put that curtain down. Got the sun shining right in the window today. There, is that a little better? Of course, you see my camera almost as big as anything shining in the reflection, but that's the best we can do. So that's running that program with the sound. Now, this is step number 2. That is a new feature, which I think you guys are going to find super exciting. And so I'm going to go to Rent Programs. And this time I'm going to go to AI Custom. Did I touch it? Let's try again. AI Custom. There we go. So now, of course, you have to pay for the AI custom programs. And but you get one program for free. So I'm going to use that one up right now. I'm going to say use AI for free. And now you can type in whatever you want. So let's say I wanted to do, let's go back to the sore throat thing. Sore throat. And this is your title of what it's going to show up in the program. When you go to download it, it'll be called sore throat. So I say okay. And then describe the problem. Okay, sore throat. Okay. I say okay. Are you guys able to read this well enough? I'll read it off, but I don't know if I can adjust that lighting maybe a little bit. It's kind of bright. Let me just see if that's possible. Filter, no, I don't think I, maybe from down here I can do that. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me just see if I can turn that down a little bit. That should help, I think. Yeah. That made it a little better. Okay, so sore throat. Please describe any additional symptoms that you're experiencing along with your sore throat. I'm just going to make this stuff up. I don't have a sore throat right now, but let's say, okay, sinus. What else would be good? Yeah, sinus congestion. Sinus congestion. Okay, and it says, how long have you been experiencing the sore throat and sinus congestion? Let's say 2 days. Okay. Have you noticed any triggers or specific activities that worsen your symptoms? I don't know, not sleeping. We'll just say, see what else it throws in there. Not sleeping. Okay, sounds good. Are you experiencing any other symptoms, such as fever, cough, or body aches? We'll say no. Now it says, I've gathered enough information to generate the program. Please tap Generate Program when you're ready. So I'm going to generate the program. And it'll take a little bit. All right, come on, you can do this. There we go. Okay, so what it came up with was sore throat relief, sinus congestion relief, immune system support, hydration enhancement, color therapy in blue and green, heart chakra balance, throat chakra activation, lung meridian support, that's good, stomach meridian support. It's pretty amazingly smart, I have to say, at going out to finding what kind of information might be beneficial for a specific problem. Okay, peppermint herbal remedy, honey herbal remedy, amethyst crystal therapy, quartz crystal, radionic support for respiratory health, radionic support for energy, reduce pathogens, vertebrae adjustment on the cervical. That's interesting. Some chiropractic support, polarity therapy, and frequencies 432, right? So it'll even tell you what some frequencies might be beneficial. So you could add that onto this system. 432 and 528 and 396 would be good on this one. Throat relaxation, nasal passage opening, deep breathing. So it comes up with quite a detailed, as you can see, quite a detailed program. So all I have to do now is click on enjoy, and otherwise it takes you to the payment gateway. So for a custom program like this, the cost is $11.47 after your first one. So then I can go to run, and there's my sore throat program right there. I click on select and choose who I want to run that on. And let's say it was, here, I've got a good one down here. Maybe it was this guy that had the sore throat. Just a little fake image that we put in there. And then we run it. Oh, we wanted to put in some frequencies. So 432 or 528. I'll go with the 528 one. And we could add it to the lineup, which I'll show you in a second, but we're going to click run for this one. Now, on some of the programs, that's pretty loud. I don't know if you guys hear that, but it's pretty loud here when the higher frequencies are pretty intense. So I'm going to turn it down so I can turn it way down to where it's just audible. And so you notice that the tuning frequency comes up and the tuning. But if you noticed before on a general program that we had downloaded one of the programs from the server, the suggested programs, you do not see that. They're very vague in the background, or maybe you don't even see them because they're proprietary programs and we're not able to give out the frequency tunings and descriptions for the programs that we've built. Because we've converted all of the tunings into geometric patterns, and that's what's really doing the work. Although numbers are good, the geometric form that we've created with each tuning is actually doing the work. And so that's going on, and that tone is a little intense, I have to tell you. I'm going to turn it down to where I can just barely hear it in the background. So this program, every AI program that you make is good for 30 days, and you can run it as often as you want and on as many different people as you want. So whatever program you make, it's good for 30 days. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Then if I were to run my lineup, see, I've got all these different clients set up here for different purposes and different people, and then all I have to do is press go, and the first one starts, and then it'll go from one client to the next client to the next client. Okay, so I'm going to switch back my video because I don't think there's anything else I really wanted to show you on there. Let me go back, and I know that there were somebody's already put something in the chat. We'll see. Very blurry. That's all the best I could do. I even got a new camera, overhead camera, to try and film this, but I know it was blurry. That's the best I could do. Sorry. Anyway, I'm open to questions. If you want to type your questions in the chat, I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah. Okay, so, actually, I've got a couple more things to show you. Let me share my screen. Yes, I do have a couple more things to share. Let me go back here to share screen. So one thing that I am super excited about, and I wanted to share with you guys, is that there's a new film coming out. It's called Frequency, the Future for Everyone, of Everything. I'm sorry. Frequency, the Future of Everything. And it's a film by Kaya Roman and Zappy Zappalin, whom you might know from The Reality of Truth. And they've had over 20 million views on this video. It's an amazing video, and you can go watch that one. It's really well done. High level production. Just everything about it is amazing. And so this new film called Frequency is basically about all of this kind of work that we're all involved in. And so, well, of course, you've seen these before. Future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies by Einstein. And if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration by Nikola Tesla. So the people that are in this film are some heavy hitters. I mean, it's just amazing. Like Don Paris, PhD. Oh, look, he's in there. Anyway, I'm in the film, and with Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, Dr. Sunny Babsar, who's my partner in India, who wrote all of the programs, all the pre-done programs, or 99% of them, that are in the Yuki. He's also in the film. Lynn McTaggart, Nassim Harriman, I'm sure you guys know some of these people's names. Roland McCready from HeartMath, Dr. Beth McDougall, she works with the SE5, just some amazing people. So when that film comes out, of course, I would like everybody to watch it and spread the news on it. And let's see if we can get up to 20 million views. Really exciting stuff. I mean, it's going to be a great film. I'd love to show you the trailer, but they asked me not to present that yet. They were fine with showing who's in it and what's going on, but not the trailer. So this was just an email I got right before we started today, and this is the stuff that we're dealing with right now. And things are going very well. I have to say things are going very, very well. But this is the kind of stuff where we're at and what's keeping us from shipping units. Little tiny things like this, that the diode, the little LED that shows when it's balancing on the front of the unit, we have an ability to turn that down at night and turn it up in the daytime. I know mine at night, just like on the SE5, it's really bright. In the daytime, it's normal, but at nighttime, it's really bright. And if it's in your room where you might be sleeping or something like that, it's a little intense. So we're putting in a way to be able to just turn that down from the software, but it has to talk to the hardware. And that's what he was working on this morning. So pretty exciting stuff. But just so you guys know what level we're at now, we've got all the hardware done. Everything's being put together. Circuit boards are finalized. Parts are going on them, and it's exciting. I mean, it's super exciting. But we're still dealing with packets, little zeros and ones, as they say. Okay, so that's the thing I wanted to share with you guys. And so in terms of shipping, we are probably going to be shipping the first units within 2 weeks. We're looking at 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but everybody pretty much has agreed that we're going to have units shipping by the end of this month. And yeah, phenomenal. Okay, one question. Can we copy the geometric shapes and put them into the SE5? Very interesting question. You know, these shapes are actually created on demand. So let's get the Yuki out and get it in your hands so you're using them. And then I will see about adding that ability into the Pro software. It's possible. It is possible that we could do that. And it may not be that big. Of course, I always say that. My programmer laughs. It may not be that big of a deal since we already have the programming, but it's totally done for Android instead of Windows. So I'm not going to say it, that it'll be easy for him to implement that. But I do think it's possible. I definitely think it's possible. And yeah. So in terms of copying them, they're created on demand. So every tuning goes through the tuning creation process and creates those geometric patterns on demand. How would you integrate these with the SE5? That question, I assume, is the geometric shapes. So that makes sense. We'll call it, that's answering that question. So integrating them with the SE5 would be me getting the programmer to add that feature into the Pro software, which I think we can probably do. If you use the SE5 to generate tunings using AI monthly subscription and send to the Yuki broadcast, no, then you don't have to, of course. All the Pro, yeah. Now, all of you guys, this is what I just showed you, the AI generator. You don't have to pay for that, obviously, if you're doing the AI in your Pro software and you just send the session over. Correct. Great question. Great answer. But for the people, I made this for dual purpose, and one would be obviously for SE5 users, and it's a little bit of a replacement for the BOI with some upgrades. With the BOI, you have to have a separate computer unless you have the Pro software. Each BOI needed its own computer, and I got the idea, why not put that together with its own computer for one? And then it just all went kind of crazy, and we started adding all these features, and it became the universal quantum interface, which is way beyond what I started with. Initially, it was just going to be a little balancer unit, sort of like the BOI with a computer on it. And it became this amazing way to integrate the SE5 together with a whole nother level, like your clients, for example, at a distance through a server, and then integrating AI to it. So it's just super exciting, super exciting. So the answer to that question is, you can create the AI programs on your Pro software, just send them right over to the Yuki. Are you going to run specific tunings? I can't quite read. Oh, there it goes. Specific training for Yuki for the SE5 users. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to do as soon as you guys get them in your hands, then I will do a specific training for that. Absolutely. We'll do some how to get the most out of your Yuki webinar for sure. Absolutely. And I see a lot of people on here. This is so great, you guys. I'm so excited that so many of you were able to join even today. I will do a replay and send this out to everyone, so you've got it as a replay, but also for the people that are in weird time zones. A lot of people, it's the middle of the night. But pretty exciting stuff. Any more questions? What's the functional EMF protection radius? Good question. We have measured that to be about 1,000 square feet, or what is that in square meters for you guys? 100 square meters, I think it is, times 9. So 1,000, yeah, 900. I don't know. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but square meters. But it's about 1,000 square feet. The other thing is that it does it in a bubble. In other words, it's completely in like a bubble, 360-degree round. So if you have a 3-floor house, like I do in Seattle, there are 3 levels, then I keep it in the middle level, and it does both upstairs and downstairs. So realistically, that covers, in essence, like in that case, would cover almost 3,000 square feet. Might need 2 of them in that case, but yeah. Spherical. Thank you for that word. Spherical, Kenneth. Very good. But yeah, so that's what we've tested it before, and that's should be a pretty accurate reading. We've also added 7.83 hertz antenna besides the sweep generator. So it has a sweep generator in it. It has the SE5 scalar amplifiers in it, the same module that we use in the SE5. There are three scalar amplifiers that we use that are working together. And then we've also added a 7.83 hertz besides the tones. Now, what you saw was the 528, the different frequencies like that. It's a solfeggio. I always have trouble with that one. Solfeggio frequencies. Those are tones because they're audible. They're actually coming through the speaker, right? So there will be a little bit of electromagnetic coming off the speaker, but basically it's tonal. Whereas the 7.83 hertz is way below our audible threshold. And so that's coming through an antenna in the unit, an electromagnetic antenna. So it's actually going to be putting out an electromagnetic wave besides the scalar waves that we're putting out for local. And you can turn that on and off, so you don't have to have it on all the time. Okay, see if there's anybody else. Yeah, anybody have any comments besides questions? Are you guys like as totally excited about this as I am? I'm sorry this has taken so long. I tell you that, we are working literally day and night on this. I mean, literally. Those guys are putting in 14-hour days of programming. And it became more complex than I had originally intended. But it's awesome. It's awesome. Is there a duty cycle or can it be run continuously? I guess you're talking about the 7.83 hertz? You'll be able to turn it on and off. Yeah. I don't have a timer on it to run it for a specific time period, but we'll see how that ends up being programmed. It may be programmed with each program, like the other tones, where you just choose that. I'm going to have to ask him on that because we don't have that actually programmed. We have it programmed in the hardware now, but it's not programmed in the software in the tablet. So that's something I think will probably connect it with each program because you may not want it for every program, but it will be a local effect as well. So in the unit itself, you'll be able to turn it off and on. Yeah, it'll be turned off and on from the software. Yeah. We don't want to have all that stuff running all the time. That's not. Gotta have choices, but yeah, we made provisions in the hardware, in the firmware it's called. The firmware is the software in the unit itself, to be able to trigger that on and off from the software, because it's two softwares talking together, and it's very complex. It's really way beyond my level. The guys that I work with, that I've been working with for many, many years, with the SE5 and the software, are way beyond my genius level. I mean, seriously, these guys are like, I feel so blessed to have them. So yes, I'm going to have the units at the conference in July, of course, both in July and in August. So I'm doing 2 conferences this summer, and I'm gonna do a 1-day workshop, or whatever, I don't know, it'll be a full day, but probably pretty much to a full day workshop in Chicago. And I'll do it after the conference. So it'll be, the conference I think goes Thursday through Sunday, and then I'll do a Monday workshop for everybody that wants to stay an extra day. I'm not sure if I'll do that in Albuquerque yet or not. I'm just not quite sure, because we've got some other travel plans around that time that we might want to go up and visit in the area, Santa Fe and stuff like that. So I'll have to check with Ilona on that and find out what she's got up her sleeve, to get a little vacation in. So work a little bit and then take a little vacation. We'll see how that goes. Are the sweep frequencies same as Chio? Yes, we put in the same step sweep frequencies, which I know Ludi, who just asked the question, loves those frequencies because they're awesome. I mean, they're just amazing. And yes, exactly the same. I had him, in fact, I had the original unit that Bill made, the Scalar Plus, and I gave it to my engineer and I said, okay, I want exactly these frequencies. And he looked at it and he said, oh, that's super easy. In that technology back then, the way Bill built it was with a timer chip, an actual chip, as opposed to programming it into a computer chip, which is the way the CHIO was done. So the regeneration of the CHIO chip was using the same frequencies, but they're much harder to analyze and see what's in the chip. You can't really see what's in the chip. Explain the CHIO. Okay. The Chi organizer was originally called the Scalar Plus, and the inventor of the SE5 had created that. And this was before, I have to tell you, this was before cell phones and before smart meters. This was back in the 90s. And so he created a Scalar Plus unit, which steps through specific bio-friendly frequencies and the harmonics thereof. So it's actually got over 1,000 frequencies that come through. It steps through them. So it puts out one frequency after another, after another, after another. And there are 6 fundamental frequencies and then the harmonics off of that, which are actually totaling over 1,000 frequencies. Fast forward another, whatever, 15, 18 years, and Bill has passed away, and I had my Scalar Plus. So I worked first on getting the SE5 upgraded and out, the SE5 1000. And after that, I thought, I love the Scalar Plus. Where I used it the most was traveling on airplanes. And it basically eliminated what I call electromagnetic exhaustion. Because in the fuselage of the airplane, I've taken my meters in there. In fact, I brought one with me because we're leaving tomorrow to fly to India and then to Germany and then on back to America over the next 6 weeks or so. Anyway, inside the fuselage of the airplanes, it's really high levels of electromagnetics. It's off the scale. If you take your little tri-field meter, even that will show you. It's just off the scale. And so what I found out was, because I flew for many years without it, is that we would just be wiped out as soon as we'd arrive in Germany. Even a nonstop flight from Seattle to Frankfurt, and it's only 9 hours, but by the time we'd get there, we were just like down for 2-3 days. It took us 2-3 days just to recover from flying back in the day, back in the early 90s. And Bill came out with this little Scalar Plus, and I had it with me and, kept it between the two of us on the seat. And we got there and we were like, well, what should we go do? Let's go out for dinner or whatever. It was like, and it took me about 3 or 4 trips to realize why that was happening. And then once I forgot my Scalar Plus at home and we were flying somewhere, and both of us were totally wiped out again. I said, what is going on? And I said, oh, I remember I forgot the Scalar Plus. So anyway, after he passed away, then I decided that I was going to put it back out on the market. But by then, cell phone towers had come out and smart meters and all these things. And so we marketed that for protection from EMF pollution. And I've turned all that over to Phoenix Aurelius, who might be on this call. I don't know. Is Phoenix on here? Anyway, they're on his website. I don't see him on here. But Phoenix Aurelius has those. You can just go to chiorganizer.com and it'll take you to his website. But I've turned all those over to him to keep marketing, because I'm trying to downsize a little bit here. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and so we are attempting to downsize our life a little bit and just really focus on the SE5 and the Yuki and those 2 products only. And it's working pretty well. Actually, it's working very well. Phoenix is excited. I'm happy about it. And he's been doing really well with it. So that was the long answer about the CHIO. Yeah, weather manipulation. Um, okay, thank you. Oh, thanks, Mike. Um, Nick and Jean Manny Harp will both be in Chicago. Oh, okay, great. I was gonna say, I met him at one other conference in Chicago at a USPA conference, and so that's great to hear. I got that list the other day, uh, Daniel, of who all's speaking, and I didn't actually read it all, but that's great. So Nick will be there. Great information. Great information. Maybe I'll see if Phoenix maybe wants to come and have a booth there too with the Chios, because I can't do everything. It's just too much for me these days to try and handle all of it, and I really want to focus on the Yuki and the SE5 and integrating, which my talk will be about at the conference, is integrating or using this AI tool to help us. It's not going to replace us it's not going to replace practitioners whatsoever, but it'll assist practitioners to get more information. Like when I started with the SE5, I knew nothing about anything in the medical world, right? This was way before Google. And so I was just out there kind of floundering in the dark, and I think we had a little medical dictionary or something that we would look up terms with, but I had no idea what this stuff was. And so when you use AI, you can actually then target things and actually expand out things of what would be helpful in this case, for example, and it'll show you all of these things, and not to try to take over your job as the practitioner, but then you can go and check, like I've done my last webinar or 2 webinars ago. After you've done an AI program with the SE5 Pro software, you can go through and check to see which ones are actually valid and which ones aren't, and throw out the ones that aren't good, but it does save you some time. Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, if there are no more questions, this is not going to be the longest one I've done, and I'm going to edit out a bit about the harp information. So the replay people will get a little shorter webinar this time. But I really wanted to show you where we're coming with, how we're coming along with the Yuki, and what I'm super excited about it. But yeah, okay, no more questions popping up. Okay, thank you guys all for joining me, and yeah, I'll stay in touch with everybody. I just did this webinar just for people that have ordered the Yuki, and then I will put it up on YouTube at some point, but the replay and stuff is for all the people that weren't able to make it today, and yeah, educate the people that don't have Yukis too. But for you guys joining, I just wanted everybody. Okay, one last question. Does the Yuki and CO meter do the same thing as far as protection is concerned? CO meter, I'm not sure. Oh, CHIO, the CHIO organizer. Yes, it does the same thing, right? So we've got a room balancer, which is the CHIO organizer. Room balancer does about 1,000 square feet. The Yuki will do the same thing, and that's what started all this, was with the room balancers and the hologram cards, and people wanting more access to more programs. And I think I talked a little bit about that in my last newsletter. So next to a highlight wire, yes, of course, that's what this is all about, is to get the bio-friendly frequencies. Now, in the one nice thing about the Qi organizer, and we still have the smaller ones, we're thinking about putting the little tiny ones back on the market that were about this big. The jewelry ones we don't have anymore. We ran out of those, and I'm not going to do jewelry anymore. But I'm pretty sure we're going to put the little ones back on the market. We're about this big, is that you can take them with you, and you've got them with you all the time. They don't do 1,000 square feet. They just do like a couple meters, but couple yards of protection bubble. But yeah, I would also recommend one of these little ones. We do have the one that was the same size as the original Scalar Plus that Bill built, which basically fits on your belt or doesn't fit in your pocket. It's a little bit bigger, but it also uses hologram cards, and those are currently available as well. But it's nice to have one that you can take with you and you fly with it or drive in the car or whatever, especially new cars. I mean, new cars are just about as bad as airplanes, you know. You should check out, I drive old cars because they don't have as much EMF in them. Um, I think my newest car is a 2009, or 2000, yeah, 2009. But I still have my 1995 Nissan van, which is just going to run forever, I think. And it just doesn't have all that stuff in it. Okay, well, thank you guys all again. And I'll send around the replay once I get it edited down, and hang in there. This is coming really soon. One thing, keep in mind though, which is really important, is that we're building these, one at a time. And so we're going to be shipping these in the order that everybody ordered them. So, I know that some of you guys were like right up front as soon as it came out. And I want one. You're going to be first on the list, but we're gonna run through them pretty quickly. Once we get going, once this is in the pipeline, I guess, when everything's just like flowing, then they'll be going out really, really quickly. But the first couple weeks of next month are going to be a little bit slower. And shipping from China, no, we're shipping from the US. Everything comes from the US, and we've made them in the US. Tariffs are causing major delays. I know that, yeah, for sure. So we will ship to China, but we were not shipping from China at this point. They're made in America, and yeah, these tariff things are, what can you say? I did stock up on like the little tablets do come from China, and so I stocked up on them at the end of the year, last year, beginning of this year, because I kind of had a feeling this was coming. So I did stock up on them, so not to delay things and get caught in that, because I think they're going to lower the tariffs back down again. They're not going to keep this forever. I think it's going to be a trade war. Like, yes, it's going, and okay, we're going back. Okay, well, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, guys, thanks so much. Bye-bye.